Hello, it's time. It's Monday. It's newsy. It's juicy. Let's get into it. It's October 11th. Yesterday, chat, did you know that you were all 10 out of 10? Because it was October 10th. Get it? We got some news to cover. A lot of this news kind of came through over the weekend, but some of it was from Wednesday. And let's just go ahead and jump into it. We'll kind of start with the most recent and then work our way backwards. How about that, chat? How about that? We got Metroid Dread. That game launched on Friday. It is now the fastest selling Metroid game in UK history, which means it's probably pretty good. And it also means that it's probably doing fairly well across the world as well. I've had a bunch of folks in chat say the game is very good. I think it's about 10, 11 hours long. They debuted it alongside the OLED. And I think popular streamer Maximilian Dude has called it his game of the year. I know. Incredible. Incredible. I will probably play it off stream, but I've heard very good things about it. So we will see. Maybe it'll also come up in some game of the year deliberations. Who could say? Who could say? Nintendo is out there tweeting today that all Nintendo 64 games, included with the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, can be played in 60 hertz English language versions. There are select games that will also have the option to play the original European PAL version with language options enabled. Some of those games include Star Fox 64, Dr. Mario 64, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Yoshi's Story, Mario Tennis, Winback, which I don't remember that. That was a Koei Tecmo game, or maybe just a Koei game. But yeah, that's coming out. I forgot when that launches. At the end of October, according to this Nintendo of Europe Twitter account. That song is very loud, so I skipped it. What else is here? Back for Blood comes out tomorrow. I'll be doing a sponsored stream with Sips and Strippin' on it. We played it in the beta recently, had a pretty good time with it, so I'm suspecting that it will be more of the same, which is a pretty good time. It's a Left 4 Dead continuation in a lot of ways. The review thread is out. We have 11 reviews with an average sitting at the moment. I would assume more reviews are going to be coming in over the next couple of days, of 81. Let's read some of these headlines. PC Invasion said, Back 4 Blood is another great multiplayer zombie game, but some serious balance issues forced it to stumble out of the gate. 7.5 out of 10. Polygon does not score games, but they did have a headline. Left 4 Dead is a beautiful relic, something I and many others spent hundreds of hours playing in high school and college. But with games like Warhammer Vermintide 2 and even Aliens Fireteam Elite branching out and taking more of a class-based approach, I was sure Back 4 Blood's more classic bone structure would crumble under the pressure. But Back 4 Blood is more like that makeshift armor-clad Hummer you see in every zombie show and movie. The bones of what it once was are easy to see, but it's been reinforced to survive in a new environment. That is a paragraph way too long. That is so verbose. Way too long. The Gamer gives it a 4.5 out of 5, saying, if you play Left 4 Dead, you'll feel right at home. Back 4 Blood is a more mature and more badass version of Left 4 Dead, elevating every mechanic from the former series and making it better while adding in new features that makes playing far more rewarding. I can't wait for my friends from the former Friday Night Left 4 Dead group to get their hands on Back 4 Blood when it launches next week on Game Pass. We've already made plans to play together, meaning a large Little Caesars pizza is in my future. I forgot it's on Game Pass. That's the easiest sell ever. Finally, Xbox Era gives it a 7.2 out of 10. It's a no-brainer to at least check it out as it's on Game Pass, but poor controls on console serve as a great detriment to what otherwise could be a really fun time. It's a fun with friends game, 100%. There's no denying that. I think all Left 4 Deads are. The fact that it's on Game Pass should do a pretty good job of helping convince your friends to play. Also, does anyone want some pizza? I'm kind of hungry. I'd go for a pizza right now. Anyways. We got some Forza Horizon stuff coming up. We'll watch that in trailer times. I think there is a preview embargo that lifted this morning. Diablo 2 Resurrected came out a couple weeks ago. Turns out it's still being plagued by server issues. Eurogamer.net reports that Blizzard's European customer service Twitter account has reports of daily login issues and frequent updates apologizing for the inconvenience with similar in the US. The issue appears to be continuing despite Blizzard performing, quote, emergency maintenance, end quote, over the weekend. There's been no official word from Blizzard regarding server issues, though Eurogamer has contacted the company for comment. In the meantime, players have taken to social media and Reddit to vent their frustrations at being unable to play the game. From the streams that I've watched, Datmods and Mathel, it seems fine. But maybe I just tuned in at opportunistic moments to see if it's running well. Someone in chat, Gone Link Dead, says it went down twice today. Yikes. Not going well, turns out. It's probably Deckard Cain. It's probably who's behind it. What is this? Asper Media has announced that they are thrilled to be bringing 2 new exciting bundles to PS4 and Nintendo Switch in partnership with THQ Nordic. The Star Wars Jedi Knight Collection and Star Wars Racer and Commando combo are coming to a store near you later this year. I like how there's no big Star Wars game out this holiday, but they're just like, wait a minute. What if we just re-released all of our old games? And they're probably going to sell stupid amounts. Just an insane amount. That is correct. Asper is doing the Coda remake as well. They're the ones behind that. We got a trailer for Evil Geniuses 2 console launch date revealed for that. That's a trailer time thing. Call of Duty Vanguard story trailer also in trailer time. Apple has filed an appeal in the Epic Games case, potentially delaying the App Store changes for years. Those sons of fucking bitches. What a bunch of assholes. What a bunch of just douche nozzles. Apple's asking, this is CNBC.com. Apple's asking for a stay on the injunction that says developers can add in-app links to non-Apple payment websites. If Apple wins the stay, which will be decided by a judge in November, the change to Apple's policies may not take effect until appeals in the case have finished, a process that could take years. Federal Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers ruled in September in favor of Apple for 9 of 10 counts in an antitrust trial brought by Epic Games. What is the appeal, or do we not get to know? That's so shitty. It's so shitty. The injunction is currently scheduled to go into effect on December 9th at the moment. Apple hasn't publicly explained how its App Store policies would change under the order, but some developers have already started to build software based on their interpretation of the ruling. At a high level, it is my judgment that without thoughtful restriction in place to protect consumers, developers, and the iOS platform, this change will harm users, developers, and the iOS platform more generally. Tristan Kasaminka, Apple's Senior Director of App Review, said in a filing on Friday. Apple may be able to change its App Store policy and engage in discussions with the judge, eliminating the need for an injunction, Apple representatives said. Man, imagine, actually, I could totally see why Apple would want to do this from a business perspective, right? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Well, we'll keep our eyes on that. I'm sure everyone will see what happens when that gets ruled later in November. It is likely worth billions. You are correct about that. Yeah. So, this is my first time seeing this story, so I'll be learning about it as you guys are. The California Department for Employment and Housing is being accused of ethics violations in the Activision Blizzard lawsuit. GameIndustry.biz reports. New information pertaining to a settlement between Activision Blizzard and the Equal Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, has unveiled potential ethical violations that may impact the wider lawsuit. A document filed last week by the EEOC points out that two leading lawyers on the suit also previously worked for the EEOC and specifically investigated Activision Blizzard prior to the $18 million settlement made last week between the two parties to resolve charges of discrimination. If this is proven to be true, it is a conflict of interest, a violation of attorney ethics, and a breach of the California Rules of Professional Conduct, according to the filing. Specifically, is a quote, specifically two DFEH attorneys who play leadership roles within the organization previously served as EEOC, who helped direct the EEOC's investigation into commissioner charges number blah, 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 against Activision Blizzard, Inc., the document reads. These same attorneys then proceeded to represent the DFEH in connection with those intervention proceedings, which seek to oppose the consent decree that arose out of the very investigation they helped to direct at the EEOC. The EEOC's document also notes that the DFEH brought in new counsel, but filed an appeal just hours afterwards, which suggests that the lawyers in question may still have been involved with the motion. Jesus, they're going to get disbarred. Potentially. After being informed of this conflict, DFEH retained new counsel, but appears to have filed the present intervention motion just hours after this counsel was retained, strongly suggesting that the motion is a product of the prohibited representation, it continues. For this reason, the intervention motion should be disallowed and DFEH attorneys should be barred from providing work, product to, or advising new counsel in connection with the intervention's proceedings. Jesus. The EEOC's filing concludes that in the event of an ethics violation, all DFEH attorneys should remain banned from representing the case and calls the suit lodged by the DFEH a product of prohibited representation. There can be no claim that there was timely isolation of these lawyers from any participation in representing DFEH connection with the intervention proceedings, as would be necessary to show the timely screening took place, it says. Thus, all DFEH attorneys were and should remain barred from representing DFEH in this matter. Man. That just seems a little, yeah. If that's the case, it might help out Activision Blizzard in their defense, right? I think that would help them out. It's crazy. It's just wild. It's wild. Yeah. Blizzard would 100% use that. We'll see. We'll see what happens from there. All right. Keep an eye on it. As we have done. Here's some fun news that happened on, I believe, Saturday. I think Friday is when the news broke, but the social media buzz didn't really start till early Saturday morning. So, Amazon is facing some backlash after the New World region transfer U-turn. Eurogamer.net has the story. So if you remember, this is me speaking, not Eurogamer.net. If you remember, right around the time of launch for New World, they put out a tweet saying, we're going to allow for players to server transfer. So go ahead and make on some of those lower population servers. And then you can transfer off to play with your friends at the next week. We're testing it. Seems like it should launch. We should be all good to go. Okay? That is where we were up until Friday. The quote verbatim was, so if you choose one, which is them referring to a low wait time server, if you choose one now, just to get up and playing, you can make a different choice later to play on a server with your friends. We know how important it is to be able to play with your friends, so we're putting this feature at the top of our priority list. They would even go on to answer the question in a tweet, which I will show here. You can see right here. Will it be possible to switch from a US server to an EU one? Yes, you can move between regions if you want. September 28th, 2021. And so, everyone, when made characters on low pop servers with the expectations that they would be able to join their friends at a later date. Now we move forward to the 8th of October. And Amazon's confirmation via a New World forum post that the server transfer feature was delayed for a week after an issue was discovered during testing. Not really the biggest problem. It's better to wait for the feature to launch, Eurogamer says, in a solid state than release it early and broken. But with the delay announcement came confirmation that when the feature launches, you'll be restricted to transferring your character to any world within your region only. In a forum post FAQ, Amazon asked themselves, quote, so the transfer to any server statement issued earlier was not true. They responded to their own question and said, unfortunately, the original information provided was incorrect. Man. So anyone that obviously is on a different server that was low pop or is in a different region outside of their friend group, they're just fucked. They, could have put 30, 40 hours. I put 50 hours into that game and I wasn't really even trying. And I was only level 35. If people pushed all the way to 50 or 60, that's easily double that. And they're just, they're just fucked. They're just screwed. And that's really shitty. That's really shitty. The community manager, Trevzor FTW, posted, we understand this frustration from this. Unfortunately, the original messaging provided was incorrect. In a lot of ways, it really does feel like that game that from the very beginning, they literally had no fucking idea what they were doing with that game. I think that's evident in the entire systems in the game. I think that's evident in the entirety of the messaging around that game. And I think ultimately the reason that game launched at $40 was because they knew that they could throw $1 million or $2 million at the marketing blitz for Twitch. And they could sell a fuck ton of copies of that. And, then they're probably not going to be able to do much else after that. They can fix it after with the player base that remains. So it's real shitty. It's real shitty. I saw a lot of the sponsored streamers. I don't think they're sponsored anymore. I think their sponsor obligations have run out. But the majority of them have all hit 60 from what I can tell. And let me tell you, the gameplay looks exactly like the gameplay did at level 10. Like nothing changed. And it all seems real shit. Seems real bad. Maybe I'm wrong though. Could be true. Could be true. We'll see what else they do. I would expect they need to come out there and like get a roadmap or something. They've been pretty quiet from my point of view. From that, I would expect them to have XP boost in that game probably by the end of 2022, if I had to wager. Speaking of XP boost, Square Enix has added paid XP boost to Marvel's Avengers. This comes right after the game just launched on Game Pass for the Xbox. After, I think, being out, 2, maybe 3 years, something like that. Square Enix previously said, quote, content purchasable with real money will be aesthetic only. And now that is not the case after the arrival of the game on Xbox Game Pass last week. VideoGamesChronicle.com reports. Consumables can be used to temporarily boost the amount of XP player gains or increase the number of resources they collect while playing, essentially acting like an accelerator to ensure faster progress. Obviously, that's not going very well with the community. The subreddit is very upset. Twitter is pretty upset. But you know what I don't see in this article? I don't see the statement that it'll probably make more money than the game did already. It'll probably sell or get close to the amount of profit that game has already made. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's probably going to do well. Most likely. Let's read some of the quotes here. During a presentation for the for the game at E3 2019, Senior Community Manager Megan Marie said, "Our promise to the community is that we won't have random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios." The statement was met with loud cheers from the audience. The following week, studio head Scott Amos told GameIndustry.biz, "The idea from the beginning is that we want you to be able to customize your hero, how they look, how they play, the gear they have, and how they use it. Your Black Widow could be different from my Black Widow, just a little maybe, depending on what you favor. How you unlock things in terms of how we monetize. We'll have cosmetics, no gameplay paywalls." The pledge remained right up until launch. A blog post written on the game's official website in September 2020 stated, "We've committed the content purchasable with real money, and Marvel's Avengers will be aesthetic-only additions, which we will ensure we can keep the game fresh for years to come." Oh, which will ensure. And then it just has a bunch of Reddit quotes from users on Reddit. Seeing if they have any other any statements on it. There was a blog post that happened a while back. I don't know how long ago it was. But they changed the rate of XP gain as it had quote, led to pacing issues such as skill points currently being rewarded too fast, which may be confusing and overwhelming to newer players. An issue that seemingly is no longer a concern as players pay for it. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think wasn't Crystal Dynamics the same team that had the pay to XP stuff in Deus Ex as well? Wasn't that in Deus Ex, the human revolution or something like that? It was Mankind Divided. That's what it was. Yeah. They had a store in the second game. Okay. Yeah, like it part of me really wishes that it would, from like a community manager point of view or community management point of view and messaging point of view, I feel like it would just go better if they were just like upfront about it and not like, they didn't like say that like, oh, it was confusing for players to like, don't like, you kind of like insult the player base in a lot of ways, right? The fuck? The people that would like, the people that they would actually read that statement are 100% not the same people that are going to quote unquote be confused by the skill points. The people that are confused for the skill points will never even see that message. They don't even know that a community manager exists for that game. Ultimately. And so I just wish they were like upfront. It wouldn't, there's no need to like soften the blow. I think if they just said, hey, we launched this game and we didn't have any, XP mechanics that you could buy, but now we do. And that's because that's what we're doing. Right? Like, you're going to have the same outcome either way. One way you're lying, one way you're lying might be a harsh word. You're not honest, which is just another way of saying lying. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird way to handle that. I think if you were just up front, just say you're monetizing it, right? Who cares? Because the game is a flop and they try to make more money. I don't think it was necessarily a flop. I think that game sold well. Let's see. How many units has Marvel Avengers sold? About 3 million copies. It cost well over 100 million to produce. This comes back from svg.com. There's a report from industry analyst David Gibson that it cost 100 million to produce, but only sold over 3 million copies, resulting in a net loss of about 63 million. So if it is to be believed from the industry analyst David Gibson, then yeah, they were definitely at a loss. Probably sucks for that company. Or I mean, it does suck for that company in terms of taking that loss. It's on Game Pass now. It doesn't matter, does it? Yeah. It'll probably do well. I feel like it would do well on Game Pass. And if people aren't paying for it with Game Pass, well, they might buy an XP booster, right? Make most of their money off costumes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's that news. I think we have one or two more big stories. Codemasters was out there on Friday saying they're working on their, quote, most ambitious and biggest AAA game. Codemasters, of course, is the company behind a lot of racing games, if I recall. Dirt 5 and shit like that. So probably another racing game. We have the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definition Edition. Oh, no, it's Definitive Edition. It was typo in the title. That was announced. I don't like, do people really, I don't, it's weird. Strange. Apex Legends lead designer. Ooh, I'm going to butcher this man's name. Xinjiang Shang is leaving Respawn. Huh. Wonder where he's headed. Then we had two more stories. The Bloodborne producer Masaaki Yamagiwa has joined Team Ninja. It's pretty exciting. Could be good stuff. Could be good stuff. And then the other big news that happened, I think Friday as well, that the Yakuza creator, Toshihiro Nagoshi, has left Sega. He's gone after 32 years at the company. They put out a statement that said, as of today, a new Ryoga Gotoku studio is born where the series will live on, Nagoshi said in his departing statement. Though I don't know for sure what they will create, I believe the new generation will further enhance the foundation we built over the years and deliver great games to the world. To achieve that, they need to continue to learn, challenge themselves, and grow. I ask that you continue your support of the studio's endeavors. Man, where is he going? While he has not announced where he's heading next, there was that report in August, according to NME.com, that he was in, quote, final negotiations to join Chinese company NetEase. Yeah. As part of the restructure, they also report that Daisuke Saito, the former head of RGG Studio, who's also been involved with the Yakuza series from the beginning and director of the underrated third-person shooter Binary Domain. I guess that's that's their take on Binary Domain. I don't know if it's underrated. He's also announced his departure to take a different path. Oh, I thought that was going to say that he was taking over the reins. He's leaving. Jeez. In the newer structure, Yakuza Like a Dragon's director Ryosuke Hori has been confirmed as the series' chief director, while Masayoshi Yokoyama is the new studio director and executive producer. Yokoyama also took the opportunity to confirm the sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon is in development, which, quote, which will continue Ichiban Kasuga story. They put out a final quote and said, whether it's 6 months or 1 year from now, I hope to show you a new Ryuga Gotoku, Yakuza's title in Japan, title by a new Ryuga Gotoku studio that is different, but still the same, and something that will spark a feeling of, quote, this is what we are waiting for, end quote, within. We will see. We will see. I think that about does it for the news. Chat, you guys have any key chat alerts? Anything that I missed? Any new information out of Twitch? Anything like that? What's going on? I saw there was a ton of conversation over the weekend about emulation, and I think that all started from a Kotaku article that essentially said pirate games. So people just like had a giant conversation about emulation over the weekend, I think. They basically said Pirate Metroid. Oh, they issued an update. I'm looking at the story now. There's an update yesterday at 2:20 p.m. Central. It said, an earlier version of this story was understood by many readers to be a direct suggestion to illegally download this just released game. We regret this interpretation. Kotaku believes emulation is a vital part of the world of gaming, not least when it comes to game preservation, while not directly encourage anyone to break the law and download games they have not purchased. We believe our readers are intelligent adults capable of making choices for themselves independently of us. That's an interesting statement. That's a doozy of a statement right there. Nintendo probably said, bitch, fix the goddamn article. We're not sending you any more Switch OLEDs, you idiots. Resident Evil 7, by the way, Biohazard, has shipped over 10 million units globally. In a statement from Capcom, that was on Thursday. Oh, and I guess one of the other big stories is that Battlefield 2042 beta is over. I think by the last time I finished JPNN, my opinion of it might have changed. I don't exactly remember what I said on Thursday, but I put probably another, all in, probably 20 hours, 25 hours into that beta. I had a very good time with it. I thought it was very fun. Sorry, the dog's chasing the cat. It definitely is, for me, kind of the logical iteration from Battlefield 4 to what I expected Battlefield 5 to be. I think it is kind of COD focused in a lot of ways. But the gunplay felt great. I think a lot of the issues that people were having were hardware related and or software related, in the sense of the game not running well on certain hardware, a lot of hardware, I should say. So hopefully that gets ironed out by the time the release comes out, as this build was supposed to be like 4 or 5 months old. But yeah, a lot of people were not into it. I think most people left that beta with kind of a negative taste in their mouth. So we will see. We will see what happens with that. I will be playing the full version on like November 10th or 11th or 12th or whenever early access starts for that. So we'll get our week of Battlefield out and we'll jump into Endwalker. I think also some maps might change some things, as that map was it was fine, but it definitely catered to a type of gameplay, I will say. Streamers will love it when they get their check. What? I'm just scanning chat for news stories. Cool. I think that's it for JPNN then. I think we're done. Also, I'll discuss it here since this is Monday. We need to talk about the games coming out. I forgot it. You guys didn't remind me. You didn't remind me, chat. On Monday's episodes, we talk about the games coming out this week. Jeez. You had one job. At least we remembered here at the end. What do we got coming out this week? Disco Elysium, the final cut, comes out for the Switch. Ori comes out with both games. Oh no, that's just the Switch release. Ori the Collection comes out. Jackbox Party Pack 8 comes out the 14th. We got a whole bunch of games on the 14th. The Rift Breaker, Doctor Who Edge of Reality, Crisis Remastered on the 15th. Back for Blood, I believe, comes out tomorrow or today. I don't know when. That game has a really weird... I've seen streamers playing that game since like last Thursday, but I'm not doing a sponsored stream for it till tomorrow, so I don't know, whatever. And then that's pretty much it. Kind of a slow-ish week. It'll be a little bit slow until the end of the month, and then it gets crazy. So there's also the Path of Exile Scourge stream happening on Thursday for any Path of Exile fans, as that league is launching next Friday on the 22nd. That's kind of what is going on there. In terms of the plan for this stream, tomorrow, like I said, we have the Back for Blood sponsored stream. Wednesday is a very busy day for myself. We'll be going live before Drop Frames to talk about a cool thing. And then we'll do JPNN and trailer time after. And then after JPNN and trailer time on Wednesday, we'll also do some cool things on the channel that I'm under NDA still. That'll be Wednesday. Thursday, we'll watch that co-stream, normal day. And then Friday, there will be no JPNN, no trailer time as I'm away. Saturday, there will be no clip show as I'm away. And I'll be back Monday, as I'll also will be gone on Sunday. I'll be back Monday, and we'll jump back into MCU Crew, JPNN trailer time, and we watch things. So that's what we got coming up. Thank you for watching JPNN today. We've got trailer time coming up afterwards if you want to see all the trailers that we've missed, as well as 5 or 6 different daily demons. And that'll be that. All right. I think Jericho will be on Drop Frames Wednesday, and trying to get Maximilian Dude, but no promises there, as he is a tough cookie to schedule sometimes. But we will see. We will see. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching JPNN. Hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons, and we'll see you tomorrow, probably for another episode. But if not, we'll see you when we see you. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.